Hello everybody, this is thejonnymar, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy VI Advance. So we are progressing on after the tragic loss of General Leo. Unfortunately, life does go on, so we must continue. And I'm going to be showing you guys to start here a semi-secret event, in the sense that it's the first chance you get to talk to this character named Gung Ho. This is a character that does come back later in the game during a Strago side event, but this is your first chance to speak with him. And we find out that Strago was kind of a monster hunter in his youth, ultimately looking for a beast called Hidan that lived in Abbott's Rock. And Gung Ho kind of gives him a hard time here, saying that he's kind of making excuses for never taking on Hidan. So keep that in mind for much later in the game. Now where we're going to be going next, I want to make sure that we have a full complement of reflect rings. I do have 2, so I want to purchase 2 more so that I can equip all of my party members with them. And I want to finish off my rod collection with all of the elements. So I'm going to be purchasing a thunder rod. So now I have 1 thunder, 1 fire, and 1 ice. And with that, we will head on out to the airship and head after the Empire. And apparently we're going to get a cutscene of some sort here. Yes, that was kind of stupid of the Espers to just leave the door open like that. And here's kind of a sign that Kefka might not be all that he's seeming and perhaps might double-cross Gesthal. The earth is crying out or groaning in pain. What the heck's going on here? Jeez! What the heck? Hang on! Oh. What is going on? Yeah, I think that would be me too. Gawking. Wow. Say hello to the floating continent. That's a pretty cool effect. And we are going to be heading there very soon. Ah, so they found the Warring Triad. Or the 3 statues. Those certainly are not the little rinky-dink gold ones we saw in the cave to the west of Thamasa. It would be yours to command, Gesthal, if we weren't around to stop you. Uh-oh. Well, luckily none of us would ever do something like that. We're all not crazy enough to try it. So I'm guessing that won't happen. Foreshadowing. So we can head towards the floating continent, but that puts us in an automatic series of battles. So there's a couple little side things we can do first. And so I want to do that before we head up there. So I'm going to unequip my party members and change out who's in my party. And specifically, since we can only take 3 characters with us, I'm going to take Edgar, Sabin, and Strago, actually. And I'm taking Edgar so I can get a discount at Figaro when I stock up on supplies. I'm taking Sabin And I just equipped all the characters there. And I'm taking Sabin because he's basically just awesome. And I'm gonna get a recovery here. I'm taking Strago because a lot of the enemies on the floating continent, can we go out the door here? No. Use lores that Strago can actually learn. And so it's a great opportunity to stock up on some of the spells. But before we do that, let's take the wheel. Remember way back to our dinner with the Empire, they mentioned that they freed South Figaro and Doma Castle. So we can actually now go back into Cyan's home and pick up a couple extra items. Ah, that music. Good stuff. Now, if you bring Cyan with you, it doesn't really change anything. No special scenes or anything, at least as far as I know. So we'll get a high ether and a elixir from this clock. And then if you remember back to Cyan's sequence during the Sabin scenario, there was a treasure chest in their room. So let's head in there. I think it's an X potion. Yep. And then heading out onto the walls, there's actually a room we can get into that has a couple more items. I think it has a Phoenix Down and also a relic called the Beads, or Prayer Beads maybe? So there we go. So I am going to stock up on items in Figaro, and once I'm done with that, I will meet you guys outside the airship, and we will head towards the floating continent. Okay, so we are all set and ready to go. So let's head towards the floating continent. Only a party of 3 can go. That's suspicious. I wonder why that is. We do have our party picked out. So let's do this. Get the cool music. Apparently we're flying super high there. And now we're going to get into a series of battles against the Imperial Air Force, or IAF, as it was called in the original version. So you'll fight these Sky Armors and Spitfires, and you'll either fight 3 or 2 of them. And Aqua Breath tends to be pretty powerful. And then whatever survives, you want to use the drill and also, of course, Aura Bolt. And I accidentally picked the wrong one with the drill. Oh well. We'll just follow up with the Thunder Rod. So there's going to be a series of these. I won't make you watch them all. We'll skip them. But just make sure to, again, switch out your espers as you're doing them. You do get experience and magic. And keep an eye on your characters, because these guys can hit pretty hard. Especially the Spitfires, I think they're called. They have an attack called Absolute Zero that does roughly 300 to 400 damage. What the heck is that? Something weird approaches. How can that fly? I don't see wings or anything. Well, I'm guessing we're probably gonna have to take it on. So let's head. Ah, it's Ultros. So you want to make sure to equip Phantom. Or Fenrir, I think the original name was. Because his ability will actually make you pretty much invincible in this upcoming fight against Ultros. Round... Gee, I don't even know. 3 or 4? Is that what we're up to? You promise it's our last fight, Ultros? So you want to use Phantom in battle. It'll put all of your characters in the clear status. And since Ultros uses nothing but physical attacks, you are basically invincible. So feel free to just pound away on this ridiculous squid. Or octopus, I guess. There's not much he can do about it. Wow, that was quick. A buddy? Typhon. Well, it used to be called Chupon. I like Chupon better. So now you got 2 of them, and you want to make sure that you silence or mute Typhon, because he can actually do magic attacks, and that will take you guys out of clear status. So if you want to make sure that you're still invincible, do that. And the key character here to beat is Typhon. You have to fight him in order to end the battle. Ha! See, Fireball didn't hit. So once you've done enough damage to him, he will use the Sneeze ability, as it used to be called. I think it's called Snort now. Try not to make him mad. He gets hungry. The original line was he gets taciturn. Take that. Jeez. Ultros has a lot of HP. You know, I've never tried bringing Realm along to see if the sketch would end the battle. I doubt it. Oh, there we go. So with only 1 target, now we can be sure that Sabin's blitzes will hit what it needs to. And you are going to get thrown into another battle immediately after this with another boss. There's the Snort ability. So make sure your characters are at full health, because this next one can be tough. Hello, Air Force. Not really sure why the Empire has a fleet of airships. There's not really any other country or kingdom, it seems, that could even come close to matching the Empire's might. But whatever. So your main goal here is to beat the Air Force, and obviously you have the laser gun and missile bay. And you want to use Strago's Aqua Lung ability, because it hits all targets, and for a pretty decent amount of damage too. So use your other characters to heal, and then keep whipping out your lures with Strago. Now, like most multi-party boss battles, you can kill off the secondary characters, but they will revive eventually. But it's worth it to try to reduce the damage output, and most of my attacks hit multiple targets anyway, so I might as well kill them. That background is kind of disorienting, kind of like the waterfall fight from earlier in the game during Sabin's scenario. Kind of hard not to have a seizure. That's a rough attack too. Eek. So that should be enough maybe to kill off the secondaries. Yup. Now the thing to be aware of is the Air Force can launch what's called a bit. And that is a little ball that it can launch out that will actually absorb magic attacks. So if it does that, then you can't really use any magic, whether attack or defensive. So you want to make that your first target if it does it. Like that. I don't think it absorbs lore though. Let's see. Nope. And once you kill off Air Force, that kills the bit too. As you see. There we go. Not tough. That thing usually gives me a run for my money, but it was pretty easy this time. And that's it. Now we're gonna land on the floating continent, and we may just get another party member. Ah, look who it is. Shadow. So that's why we could only take 3 people. So you do have Shadow for the rest of the ancient floating continent. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to equip Shadow. And then in my next episode, we're going to take on the floating continent and go after Gesthal and Kefka. So as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.